What's going on, Fam Club? Yesterday was my deadline to put in my pre-order with my distributor for Stellar Crown, and I gotta tell you, Pokemon collecting is the absolute blast, but running a startup shop is more about market speculation and investing. I want to take you on the journey, so let's get to it. So I started my passion Pokemon project of owning my own business about 3 years ago. It wasn't until Paul D and Fates that I was finally able to pre-order with a distributor. It took me a few years of working with non-Pokemon distributors to finally lock down a Pokemon distributor. And starting with Paul D and Fates, I was able to finally pre-order some product. Now I'm a small business. I don't have a huge customer base to sell this product to, which I'll tell you is building that base is one of the hardest parts of setting up a shop. You could have tons of money, but if you can't find people to buy, you're kind of out of luck. Anyways, so I feel like that's fine. You got to start small. You can try to sell online. You can sell local. You can go to trade shows and sell. There's definitely ways that you can move your product, but with someone who has a full-time job, I was hoping that I would be able to learn the business and do it from home, at least until the passion project grew large enough that it could become my main source of revenue. But that seems impossibly in the future from now. So for now, I'm going to just keep it as a passion project and share my results with you guys. So anyways, Stellar Crown, my pre-order deadline was yesterday. I put in my pre-order. I had to go back and think about all the different products that Pokemon says that they're coming out with, look at the pictures of the product, look at the price that I can get on the product, and figure out how much money I want to invest in the set. Now I'm small. The last set, Shrouded Fable, I only bought about $3,000 worth of product. So you can certainly go less and you can certainly go way more. The big guys are going to go way more than I. And when I went into Shrouded Fable, I had to decide, how easily is this set going to be? And other stuff keeps coming out. So whatever money I invest in Shrouded Fable, I cannot put in the next set. And I sort of speculated that the set after that was going to be way bigger and way better, or at least I was hoping. Fortunately, here in the US, we get to see the Japanese sets come out early. We got a lot of people out there speculating and talking and figuring out. There's leaks, and they kind of know what's in the set. So we can look at that and sort of make our decision when we go to buy the stuff. And so with Shrouded Fable, I'm just not sure it's going to sell like crazy. And I didn't want to spend too much money, but I wanted to get a little because I want to have some of every product in order to put it on the shelves. And also, once the pre-orders are done, it costs a lot more for me to get it. And, you know, it's just going to be, I might not even be able to get it until they do a reprint, just with the way my distributor works. So anyways, Stellar Crown came in. I had to look at the products because I really like the set. I really like the Terrapagos. I like the Lacey. Doxbun, I think that's a great looking card. I don't think it's going to be a huge seller or anything. It's definitely not as big as it could have been if it had a Sylveon VMAX. Sorry, not VMAX. Where are we at? Sylveon EX Special Illustration Rare. I'm still stuck back on Sword and Shield. If it had one of those in there, that thing would have sold through the roof. However, I thought it was much better of a set than Shrouded Fable. So I decided that for my small business, I could risk investing $5,000. Now, I'm starting to build up inventory to the point where online is not enough. I'm going to have to start going to trade shows, or I'm going to have to run sort of a pop-up shop out of my garage, which I kind of don't want to do because I don't want to advertise, hey, there's tens of thousands of Pokemon stuff here at this specific address. I'm going to be selling it. I don't want to annoy my neighbors with cars in the lot, but it's getting to the point where I may have to. Now, coming up next month, about a month from now, there is going to be a show. I'm going to do my first one, I think. Not really my first one, because I did do I did do a very small one a couple years ago, but that was I was mostly selling binders. I only sold a couple, and I sold some singles that I had put together in a binder. Um, but I might try getting a table. Tables are generally going to run you like $100. So right off the bat, first of all, if you can get away with one table, which I think I can get away with one, it's going to run you 100, 120. So you got to factor that in. You're losing that money right off the bat. However, you're getting into a space where there's going to be lots of other customers, just random people walking by. You should probably have business cards. You can hand it out and whatnot. So, plus I think it'll be a great time. I love going to the card shows, talking to all the vendors, and I'd love for people to come out and do the same with me and talk about stuff. And I'll have a good wealth of sealed product that I can bring with me. I can bring Pokemon singles that I've gathered over the year that I've just been building up in a trade binder or a sell binder. All right, so back to the pre-order. First off, I decided I was going to spend about $5,000. What I do is I go into each of the items. I see how hot is it going to be, how easily can I sell it. And keep in mind, when I say I'm going to put in $5,000, the best I expect roughly on a return is about 20%. And so if I'm investing $5,000, when I move it all, my expectations is I'm going to get $1,000. If I only get like 15%, we're getting down to like $750. So how much money are you willing to risk and tie up in order to attempt to sell this stuff? Now, that's a big reason why I wanted to just do it at home, is because I can I had the product sitting around, an order comes in, I can pack it up and I can get it shipped out. Usually I can grab my mailman. If there's enough orders, I might run them over to the post office, or just schedule to have it picked up by the mailman the next day. And I think typically that's been going pretty well for me. Most orders come in overnight while I'm sleeping, and then I grab the mailman when he comes by. So I guess, anyways, my point is, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because throwing down $5,000 in order to maybe get a 20% return, and most likely you're going to sit on it. I'm still sitting on stuff from Twilight Masquerade. I didn't get Paradox Rift, did I? I got lots of stuff sitting on the shelf in there that hasn't sold, from, premium tournament collections to Grafai boxes, Palafin boxes, back to school stuff that was a recent addition, Combined Powers premium collections. I may never sell those. I don't even want to. I paid $36. You can pick those up right now at I think Target for $31. Complete loss. Those are just going to sit on my shelf. So this is a problem with trying to have an online shop. There's a massive amount of competition out there that are selling for very cheap things. So when we talk about the Stellar Crown stuff, my cost for a booster box is $94.50. I can go on Forge and Fire right now and pay probably $95. If I buy a case from somebody, easily I can pay $95. I can't sell cases. If for me to ship a case to you in California, we're looking at $20, probably $22. So that's a $22 loss if I sold them at $95 and shipped it to you. And that doesn't even factor in having the box and the bubble wrap to ship it to you, because everyone flips out if you sell a sealed case in the actual box that it comes in. So that's pretty much a no-no. So, I don't want to go heavy on booster boxes right now. I feel like I must have an in-person sale, an avenue to sell in person in order to move booster boxes. Now, I do like to get some because I want to open some. I'll probably give a couple away. I've been thinking about that already. Maybe doing another live, give away a couple Stellar Crown booster boxes to you guys. But But yeah, at 94.50. And I've talked to vendors when I go out to the vendors and talk to the shops. I talk to them about stuff like this, and it's the same for them. But they have a shop or they're vending, and they can move the product easily and get it out with some profit. Even if they bought them at $95, if they sold them at the show for $115, that's a great profit for them. That's 20% right there. They can sell packs for $4 a piece and easily move them, even $3.50 a piece if they wanted. So I didn't go too heavy on those, but this time I went heavier than normal because I just think it's a great set. I think I will be able to move it. I am thinking about doing some vendoring in person where I think I can have this stuff and sell the packs and whatnot. So I put $2,000 into booster boxes. That's 20. I always buy everything in cases because I don't want the distributor breaking down the case and shipping it to me, which gives me a risk of having damage when the product comes. I picked up some of the booster bundles. The booster bundles do run me about $16.50 a piece. If I can sell them for like $16.50 times 1.2, so 20% profit. If I sell them around $20 a piece, $22 a piece, that's pretty good. They haven't been moving for Twilight Masquerade. A few of you have bought a few of them, but I still have a box of them. I did pick up 40 of those. That's going to run me $660. 3-pack blisters sell pretty good. Those set me back $200 a case. 200 a case divided by, not times 12. 200 a case divided by 12. 1666. No, it's not 12. It's 24. So 1666 divided by 2. So about $8.50. If I can sell those for $11.99, $12.99, then that's reasonable. I have to pretty much consider that most people are going to go for the free shipping at $150. Not everybody does that. But because when they do, if I haven't factored in at least a little bit to pay for the shipping, I'm barely making anything sometimes. And this is just a passion project for me, so I don't mind not making barely anything as long as I move the stuff. But you got to think that eventually something's going to go wrong. A product's not going to make it to somebody. If I lost $100 product, and I'm selling everything at 10% markup, that's a lot of sales I got to do to make up for that fact. So you kind of have to factor that in. I got a couple build and battle kits. I figure, not kits, but whole cases of them, cases of 10. So I got 20 of those. They run about $13 a kit, and or $130 a case. And you never know, it may have enough playable cards in there that I can break it down and make some money back by selling the singles. Those usually come later though. Unfortunately, we got the Elite Trainer boxes. Those are $30 a pop. You can buy those all day. $32, $35. Those are hard to make a markup on. So I bought 3 cases of them personally. And then last but not least, sleeve. Well, not last for what I purchased was sleeve boosters. Those sell pretty well so far. You guys have bought a lot of Twilight Masquerade sleeved. So, but still not so much that it's flying off my shelf. I ended up only getting 2 cases. So each case has 144 count in there. And yeah, so when you add all that up, it's going to cost me a little bit over $5,000. And then when it finally comes in a month, it'll be time to try to get it moving and make some of that money back. I did pass on the check lane blisters. That was another thing. You got to buy like a whole case of them, which is $1,000. And I just feel like those are really better for a place like Target and Walmart. I assume that I'm going to have a hard time moving them, and I don't want to throw a whole $1,000 off the bat into one single product. So I kind of pass by on those. So if you've ever thought about getting into this is kind of what you go through for every set. You can see I just told you what I pay. I bought 3,000 into Shrouded Fable to try to move some of that to get some myself. For Shrouded Fable, I knew the Greninja box, the what is it, the Kingdra box and the King Gambit box. I thought that all those were sell, so I went a little heavier on those than I did some of the other products, because, and I've already got a bunch of pre-orders for those. Thank you guys so much. As soon as that product hits, I'm going to start packing it up. So shout out to you guys that pre-ordered. I do have those up on my site right now if people are interested. I think they're super good prices. I'm barely making anything, just enough to keep this passion project moving, and get some product for myself to open for you guys. And who knows what I'll give away. Always trying to do some giveaways to give back. And so yeah, that's kind of it. This might be a little rough video today, but I just wanted to speak off the cuff and talk about some of the things that are going on. Hopefully I conveyed all of the thoughts that I had prior to shooting this video. Certainly if you have any questions about my experiences, I'm happy to try to answer them down below, so feel free. My distributor is on the list. It's not hard to miss. That Pokemon has a list of all the distributors. You can just easily search Pokemon distributors and they publish their own lists in one of their frequently asked questions pages. And like I said, when I started off, I could not get any to give me the time of day about 3 years ago. So I started going to other vendors that sell other things, Ultra Pro binders and stuff like that, and started working with them just to get the experience and to get a relationship built, in order to have it on my resume essentially for when I moved on to other distributors. But yeah, there's a lot of things that you have to factor in when doing this, and I would say it is definitely going to be very difficult if you're trying to go online only. There is a huge amount of competition with a huge amount of pocketbook money in order to invest, and they're selling things for almost no profit. They don't care. They'll sell you the booster boxes because they're making their profit somewhere else on some other product. And personally, I can't afford to compete at that level without a physical shop to get people in and to get stuff moving, without any of those shipping factors and boxing up factors, and stuff like that. So certainly it's definitely a passion project. I'm having a great time. I'm learning a lot, and but before getting into it, there's a lot you need to think about. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll catch you in the next video.